So it's, again, another New Year. Isn't it amazing? Like, we look at all these different traditions, and the New Year's keep coming at different times, because we're always being reminded that you can start again, and that energies are changing, and everything is different all the time. Each day this is the first day of the rest of your life. Absolutely everything that happened from before this point, all that stuff, gone. Oh, but I wanted it, but I loved it. It was so good. It was wonderful. Look what it gave me. Gone. Gone. Sorry. It's the truth. It's life. It's the way things are. The yin and the yang, the things change, the moving. The Tao is the book of the way. So, sort of. Because everything gets lost in translation. That's why we don't worry about a theology here. Because it gets lost in translation. My experience with life, my experience with this movement of change, I feel within myself. You feel within yourself. Trying to describe it to somebody else, lost. Right? They might catch a piece of it, but it's not it. And that's how our relationship is with the Tao. That's what it tells us. That to describe it is to lose it. To try to hold on to it is to lose it. But to be in the flow of it is everything. And not to get trampled by the changes. And to understand that the only thing that tramples us in all of it is us. And so we have these wonderful characters in the Tao of Pooh. And these wonderful characters all represent different aspects of ourselves. And the way that we try to overanalyze, or the way that we try to justify, or the way that we try to prove ourselves, or the way that we think we're not enough. And then there's Pooh. Pooh, giving us the very simple, but very profound concept found in the Tao Te Ching, which is the concept of the uncarved block. Now, we've been to see the David, and that is one heck of a carved block. And that's all of us trying to have that perfection. We will carve and carve and carve and carve until we find that perfection. Whether we're carving in our intellect, or carving in our physicality, or carving in what we have collected around us, being friends or things or experiences, carving, 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 whittling away, forgetting all along that every time we whittle, we lose the perfection that is the block. That is us, as we are. I would say no one takes a flower and starts to say, well, this isn't right, this isn't right. But I've seen people do that, even to a beautiful flower. Let's take this off, let's take that off, and just make it just right. So it starts falling apart. Right? You can't handle it when you start pulling away the imperfections. It's like all of us. We can't handle it when we start pulling away the imperfections, when we start judging and putting those restrictions on ourselves. There is a power in all of us. We've been told that. You have been told that you are a child of the universe. You have been told that you are part of this. We blame the rest of the world for carving our block. Okay, maybe so. But it didn't change the truth of what we're made of. The Pooh. And in the Tao Te Ching, that's P-U, not P-O. that uncarved. So that's one of the things that the Tao of Pooh tells us about, that to be that, and we understand that that is Winnie the Pooh himself, pretty much taking things in stride, connects inside. I love the story when they're all lost in the woods and everybody has a way of, this is how we're going to get out of the woods. This is, and Pooh's just following along. So finally Pooh goes, you know, there's some jars of honey at my house, and my belly's hungry right now. So I'm going to tune into my belly, and the jars of honey are going to lead me home. And me too. Aren't we told that? That even the sparrows in the fields, that everything is given what it needs, but we don't tune in. We look out, look away, look somewhere else to not be lost. The next concept in the Tao of Pooh is Consum Pie. And that's, there's nobody like you. Nobody else like you. You have your own unique gifts. Stop trying to be like anybody else. Allow yourself to be exactly who you are and celebrate your uniqueness. It's a really great thing we like to do here at Gathering, don't we? Celebrate your uniqueness. And when we hear some of the stories, and spiritually speaking, of the unique ways, I know sometimes people say, wow, I never had that experience. Maybe I'm not that spiritual. And you're like, you lost it. Come back. Come on. We're here still. Not the point. Not the point. Celebrate them as you celebrate yourself. Allow for the differences. Don't say you don't see difference. Of course we see difference. We should see difference. But they don't make a difference. But they're beautiful in their difference and their uniqueness, as you are. Don't try to be somebody else. It doesn't work. So now we go on to the next. I love this one. Wu Wei Wu. Wu Wei. I like to say Wu Wei Wu. Wu Wei Wu. Wu Wei Wu. Wu Wei Wu is going through life without expending any extra energy. How's that? Allowing the energy of the universe to direct us, the Wu Wei. And it will. There is so much here. It's all happening and changing. I love the story of, somebody was telling the story once of being in Penn Station for the first time. And they thought it was like chaos. It was so difficult. Everybody's going in different directions. It's like nobody knew what was going on. And then they realized that they took themselves and stood on top of the ceiling, and they knew, everybody knew where they were going. And everything was happening exactly the way it needed to happen. Because everyone was just going to their different tracks, the different stations, the different trains. But when we're down and when we're in it, we can't see it. So Wu Wei Wu is to just trust the train and go to your track and not try to figure out where everyone else is going. You're going the wrong way. Look, you have to do this. Wait, how many people have to come? Are they coming my way? They got to listen to me. Why don't you listen to me? Why don't you do it my way? That's not Wu Wei. Everybody is connected. Some of us just like to do it a little slower than others. Here, God's time. Maybe it's just Wu Wei. It's happening. And when I'm all anxious and I'm all hooked up, that's when, as in our words of wisdom, we heard about the 10,000 things coming in and having priority and pulling us away and pulling us in all the different directions. I love the way they say that in both Taoism and both Buddhism, they say the 10,000 things. they don't say it's one thing or another. They say it's 10,000 things. And it's not 10,000 bad things. It's 10,000 good things and 10,000 bad things. Because the good things trap us just as much as the bad things. This is so good. I want it to stay this way forever.
Yes, please.
Change happens. Like water. Wu Wei is being like water. The Colorado River carved the Grand Canyon. Wu Wei style. Wu Wei style. Can you imagine what you can accomplish if you say in the Wu Wei? So we have the antithesis of Wu Wei, right? And that's always searching for more. What's the next thing? What do I have to do? Not being able to sit and wait. That goes on to the snowball effect. Can't sit and wait. Can't just be. Can you hear a bird sing and stop to enjoy it? Or do you need to figure out what bird is that? What direction is it coming in? Can I see it? Where did it go? When is it going to do that? Oh, that was nice. That's a bird. Oh, I want this one to hear this. Oh, please, we got to come hear this because this is what's happening here. That's just a bird singing. I mean, we laugh and we can giggle, but what this does, what we lose, the potentiality of who we are. We talked about in bulk last week and about this pure potentiality that we have, and this is the year of wood. Wood is creativity. And the year of the dragon, be careful. It's like Shiva, because the dragon comes in and changes. And a lot of times it's unsettling. Change is always unsettling. And the year of the dragon will unsettle us. We are in the state of being unsettled. But we're also in the state of wood, which is creative. And maybe a reminder of that uncarved block of what we truly are. And reminding us to hold on tighter than ever to who you truly are. And not get distracted by the dragon wings and the dragon changes and all the things that come in with the dragon year. I looked up here for the Chinese zodiac when we saw inside our words of wisdom, and we talked about the year of the dragon and how it brings changes and growth and progress. But it's not easy. It says it will be a dramatic year with opportunities for those open to change. Did you get that? Dynamic year for those open to change. So for those of us who are not open to change,
we're cool.
Yeah. A dramatic year in another direction. No. It also brings conflict and uncertainty, all this change, right? Emphasizing the need for giving and peaceful resolution. Perhaps the energy of the wood dragon will reach those at the highest levels of influence and help all of us to move ahead in positivity. We can all channel the energy of the wood dragon in 2024. Each day is a chance for a new beginning if we embrace it as such. But there is something more powerful at the beginning of a new year. It is easier to mark on the calendar, and because we're looking at the whole year, it feels like there are more opportunities to be seized. In 2024, let us all strive to be more like the wood dragon. Let us focus on ways to make the world a better place. I encourage everyone to reach deep inside and find their inner dragon, your inner leader, and your motivation. So how do we find that? Empty mind. Really? Yeah. How do I find my purpose? What I'm here for? What's my uniqueness? What's my contribution to the cosmos? The empty mind will tell you. All will be revealed. because that is the place of your connection. That, in that simple thing, is your key to happiness. Keeping it simple is our key to happiness. We don't know what's going to happen this year, but we can start off on the right foot and hopefully lay the groundwork to let us go through whatever changes the dragon has in store for us. But most importantly, let's lead with a forgiving heart, because we all need a little grace. Let's keep it simple. Use the power and the energy that's here, but get quiet enough to trust and use this great power that is here for us, that we might move forward in our lives, move forward in this year. Allow for change, but trust in grace, and live the happy life. Carmen did wonderful in the wonderful altar again, yes. But she's also found all these quotes from Winnie the Pooh, so she's going to read them off for everybody.
Well, let's start right here. The main problem with this great obsession for saving time is very simple. You can't save time. You can only spend it. But you can spend it wisely or foolishly. How can you get very far if you don't know who you are? How can you do what you ought if you don't know what you've got? And if you don't know which to do of all the things in front of you, then what you'll have when you are through is just a mess without a clue. Of all the best that come true, if you know what and which and who. The Tao of Winnie the Pooh, these are the 3 secrets of being happy. Compassion, care for others. Humility, being down to earth. Moderation, enjoy everything in small amounts, but don't go crazy. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Do you really want to be happy? You can begin by being appreciative of who you are and what you've got. And lastly, the masters of life know the way where they listen to the voice within them, the voice of wisdom and simplicity, the voice that reasons beyond cleverness and knows beyond knowledge. Thank you.